Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Palestine now!
Hands off Palestine now!
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hayden, and I am with the Palestinian Youth Movement, a transnational, independent, grassroots organization of Palestinian and Arab youth in the diaspora, struggling for the liberation of our homeland from Zionism, imperialism, and settler colonialism. We gather today in front of the White House to demand, hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Palestine now!
Hands off Palestine now!
Arms embargo now!
Arms embargo now!
Yesterday, following a week of unprecedented terrorist attacks and escalated airstrikes against Lebanon's southern suburbs and capital Beirut, Israel expanded its bombing campaign against the Lebanese people, launching hundreds of strikes from the Jnub to Bekaa Valley. 560 Lebanese were martyred in one day, including 35 children, like 6-year-old Yasmina Nasser, whose last message to the world was a plea to stay safe with her family amidst Israel's relentless bombing. Entire families, like the Ahmed Gharibs, were wiped from the civil registry. Thousands were injured and displaced as Israel targeted homes, high-traffic civilian areas, ambulances, and even the roads that people were using to escape the onslaught. Shame!
Shame!
Yesterday was the bloodiest day in Lebanon in 35 years. And through its unconditional provision of funding and weapons to Israel, the United States co-signed these massacres, proving once again that any talk of de-escalation and avoiding a regional war is just talk. The criminals in this house do not care about our people. They care about maintaining their genocidal, terrorist, settler colony, and they will kill and maim whoever dares to assert their right to resist their occupation, and whoever dares to stand with them in resistance. Lebanon has stood with the Palestinian people and is paying for it in blood, as Israel, with the U.S.'s unconditional material support, tries to deter the unwavering resistance of the Lebanese people from supporting Palestine. But as the banners in Dahia say, Lebanon will never abandon Gaza. It will never abandon Palestine. Our unity and shared steadfastness against our oppressors will not be broken. You cannot break the shared blood between our people. From Lebanon to Palestine, you cannot conquer a people who have crushed occupation twice. Lebanon is Zionism's coffin, and Gaza will be its graveyard. We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Lebanon now!
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Lebanon now!
Hands off Lebanon now!
From the belly of the beast!
From the belly of the beast!
Hands off the Middle East!
Hands off the Middle East!
From the of the beast.
From the belly of the beast.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off the Middle East.
When Lebanon is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Lebanon is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
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 Now introducing our first speaker from the Palestinian... No, never mind. We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Lebanon now.
Hands off Lebanon now.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off Palestine now.
Hands off Palestine now.
What do we want?
Justice,
What do we want?
justice,
What do we want?
justice.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down,
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 shut it down,
shut it down, shut it down,
shut it down, shut it down, shut
welcome our first speaker from the Palestinian Youth Movement.
Hello, I'm a member of the Palestinian Youth Movement, a transnational, independent, grassroots organization of Arab youth in diaspora, fighting for the liberation of our land from Zionism and Western imperialism. Today, we gather here with heavy hearts and with boiling anger, a heavy heart that has only grown heavier day by day since the genocide escalated in October. An anger that burns hotter with every drop of blood our people shed. We are gathering here today because for weeks, the Zionist entity continues to inch towards expanding its genocide on the brave people of Lebanon. Because they have stood firmly and unwaveringly by the side of the Palestinian people as they resist the barbaric Zionist enemy. For almost a year, we have witnessed the war crimes committed against our people in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Iraq, and in Yemen with complete impunity. Now we must defend Lebanon's right to defend its sovereignty against the Zionist regime on trial for genocide. Over the last week, the Zionist entity waged physical and psychological warfare against the Lebanese people. They have targeted civilian infrastructure, assassinated political leaders, and terrorized civilians. Why? Because the Lebanese resistance dares to put an end to the ongoing genocide in Gaza and to defend its own sovereignty. Just a few days ago, the Zionist entity coordinated 2 premeditated terrorist attacks against civilians in Lebanon. People were in their homes, grocery stores, and hospitals when pagers and walkie-talkies exploded, killing 26 and permanently injuring over 3,200 others. Many of them are now left blind and disabled for the rest of their lives. We have witnessed over the last year that the Zionist entity's barbarism knows no bounds. Just yesterday, Israel bombed over 58 villages across South Lebanon, resulting in 580 martyrs and over 1,600 wounded. Warnings were issued to thousands to evacuate to cause panic and fear. Ambulances, residential homes, and roads leading to hospitals have all been hit by Israel. Where have we seen this? We have seen this carried out in Gaza over the last 7 decades in occupied Palestine. The same playbook and lazy propaganda points used by the Zionists and spread through Western media, the mouthpieces of Western imperialism, to manufacture consent for this genocide. Shame on them. Shame! This playbook is the Dahiyya Doctrine, a military strategy that the Zionist entity formulated in their attack on Lebanon in 2006, designed to destroy civilian infrastructure, punishing the people of Lebanon and Gaza for refusing to submit to the criminal Zionist occupation, for daring to fight for their liberation. This disgusting strategy is meant to make them abandon their liberation struggle and to turn on those continuing to resist. And yet, as we have seen in Gaza, this barbaric Zionist policy has the opposite effect. And the people of Lebanon emerged from the 2006 war victorious and more resolute in their support of the Lebanese resistance. It has failed again, unsurprisingly, as the people of Lebanon continue, after every attack, to swear that they will not abandon their brothers and sisters in Gaza.
Yes! Yes!
The Zionist U.S.-backed escalation in Lebanon is a conclusive statement to Israel's failure in Gaza in delivering any of its war objectives. even after waging 1 year of genocide and destroying nearly all of Gaza's infrastructure. Palestinians in Gaza have shown to the world the lengths they will go to defend our land and ensure our people's victory. In its hubris, the Zionist entity thinks it can distract from its indisputable humiliation and defeat at the hands of the great people of Palestine by unleashing devastation on Lebanon. But the Lebanese people learn from their siblings in Gaza, and just as the streets of Lebanon's banners read, "Bury us under every rock, we will never abandon Gaza," we reaffirm that Zionism's presence in our region is the ultimate escalation against our people. We reaffirm that the Palestinian cause is an Arab cause. It is an Arab cause because the war waged against our region by the Zionist entity, backed by the world imperialists countries, has shown us that Zionism is a threat to all Arab people and to all oppressed peoples. Israel thinks that by terrorizing the Lebanese and Palestinian masses, that they will abandon the path of resistance. But we know the Arab masses will never abandon the promise of liberation and will continue to remain steadfast on their land. Now more than ever, our resolve in our people must remain firm. When the Zionist criminal occupation invaded Beirut in 1982, what happened? The resistance defeated them! When they declared a war on Lebanon in 2006, the resistance defeated them! And just like they have lost in southern Lebanon and Beirut, they will face defeat again and again and again and again and again! Let us stand in mourning, in anger, in pride behind our people, and let our conviction remain unshakable as we realize a profound truth. This barbarity is being unleashed by a rabid entity that refuses to come to terms with the simple fact that its end is finally near. As a diaspora movement, we have a role to play. We must continue mobilizing in the streets to build political pressure and demand an end to the genocide and the imperialist wars in our region. Come November, no matter who is in the White House, our struggle continues. No matter who wins, we still have work to do pre- and post-election in demanding an arms embargo and an end in the U.S.'s complicity in Zionism. We will continue in paving our road towards liberation day after day after day. This is the beginning of the end. Their settlers have fled by the hundreds of thousands. They have failed to return their settlers to the north. Their economy is collapsing. They have failed to meet any of their political and military objectives. They have lost international legitimacy as they expose their society's own depravity every single day. From DC to Palestine, from Jenin to Nablus, from Jerusalem to Gaza, from the refugee camps to the prisons, from Lebanon to Palestine, from the river to the sea, Zionism will be defeated. We are a defiant people who liberated our land from the criminal Zionist occupation in 1982, in 2000, and again in 2006. We are a defiant people that have faced the savagery of U.S. empire, yet continue to stand firm with our siblings in Palestine, despite the consequences we know we may face. We are a defiant people who continue to resist, despite the ongoing U.S. armed genocide. We will continue to remain steadfast on our lands until Zionism and U.S. imperialism cease to exist in our region. We will remain on our land and emerge victorious! From the south to Beirut,
From the south to Beirut,
all our martyrs we salute!
all our martyrs
introduce Brother Rafiki from All African People's Revolutionary Party.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Lebanon!
Free, free Lebanon!
Free, free Africa!
Free, free Africa!
How y'all doing? Before I get started, I want to draw attention to a number of organizations, because people think that this movement started when the Israeli were attacked on October 7th. But we have been working with some organizations in this area for the last year and a half. And our message has been clear: to smash Zionism. We are not a formal coalition. We have not signed any agreements or principles of unity. We have not had any conversation about coming together to engage in the fight. But we came together to fight, and fight we will. Every demonstration since Flag Day 2023, right? The Party for Socialism and Liberation has been there. The Black Alliance for Peace has been there. The All African People's Revolutionary Party has been with you step by step by step. And in our eyes, the most important organization in all of this, the organization that we have rallied around, is the Palestinian Youth Organization. And it was their valiant resistance that gave the courage and strength to the Students for Justice of Palestine and the other students of this area to take that campus in George Washington University. So I'm a member of the All African People's Revolutionary Party, and I have to bring you greetings from our sister party, the African Party for the Independence of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde. And I have to bring you salutations from the Black Alliance for Peace, which I am also a member of their coordinating committee. Now, I don't want y'all to think I'm just naming names to be naming names, because the young people say these are scary times, right? These are scary times. And I was talking to some students from the Students for Justice for Palestine, and they said, Rafiki, we really like it because you always kind of give us a concrete analysis of the concrete situation. And that is correct. This is what we try to do, to give a concrete analysis of the concrete situation. But because of the craziness of the world and how the universe works, sometimes the concrete analysis is not the main thing. Sometimes it's how you feel is the main thing. Sometimes it's your desire for retribution and justice is the main thing. These are not concrete things. These are things you can't hold in your hand. Sometimes it's the people's will to fight. That's the most important thing. You can't weigh the people's will. And when these kind of times come up, guess what happens? The immaterial becomes a material force. So when the people's will becomes the issue, then the people's will becomes a force in the fight and in the struggle. And this is what has happened. So today, it's about our will. And we need to temper our will with a concrete analysis of the concrete situation. Now, they tell you that Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas are proxies of Iran.
No!
Ain't that what they say? Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm going somewhere with this.
No, they say that.
That's what they say. Now, I don't think that is the truth. I think the truth is that the Zionist illegal racist state of Israel is a proxy of the goddamn White House. That's what I think. Now, when you engaged in this kind of struggle, you don't waste your time with the middlemen. You don't waste your time with the proxies. You don't waste your time with the people that they send to fight their fight for them. No, I live right here, and Big Boss is right there. My fight is right here against them right now until this thing comes to an end. We have some slogans. And people think these are just words we slinging about to get you excited. Because we keep telling you, smash Zionism. You hear me? Smash Zionism. Smash Zionism. Smash Zionism. Smash Zionism. This is not a two-word slogan that we made up after we went to sleep last night and had a bright idea. This is a concrete answer, the only concrete answer to the problem that has faced the masses of Palestinian people, the masses of African people, and the masses of oppressed people around the world. We have tried every reform. We have tried every compromise. We have agreed to everything they put on the table, asking simply for the right to determine our own future, and none of it has worked. And so we have reached the conclusion that we must smash Zionism. These are scary times. Not because them Israelis is so bad and so mean and so invincible. No. These are scary times because we know what happens when you trap a rat and put his back against the wall. That's why these are scary times. These Israelis know they're losing. They know they have nowhere to go. They know they can't do nothing. They can't destroy Hamas because Hamas is embedded in the masses of Palestinian people. They all get afraid. You listen to that news, you're scared to say the word Hamas. You're scared to say the word Hezbollah. Well, I'll say it for you. Long live Hamas. Long live Hezbollah. Long live the fighting forces of the Palestinian people, because they will decide. They will determine. They will win this war. We ain't worried about the middlemen. They're trying to distract us with an election. I'm having a hard time putting my head around this. You got a genocide going on. You got an illegal invasion of another country taking place. You got murder, death, and destruction on the TV every day. And they want you to think that Kamala Harris don't got nothing to do with it. When Biden was sending billions of dollars worth of armaments to Israel, Kamala Harris was standing in Georgia on the bloody bridge begging for peace and ceasefire. This is a game, y'all. When they was running around here talking about destroying Russia in Ukraine, Kamala Harris was down in the Caribbean negotiating with their henchmen to invade Haiti. This is a game they playing with y'all. They want y'all to think she's one thing and he's another thing. Well, I'm going to tell you, both of them is Democrats. And that should say all you need to know. Now they're going to tell me I'm encouraging y'all to vote for Trump. But I don't care about the Democrats or the Republicans. Both of them, it takes both of them to make a government. I'm against the government, the Democrats and the Republicans. I ain't voting for none of them, and I encourage you not to vote for none of them, because don't none of them give a damn about you. Don't none of them give a damn about us. Don't none of them give a damn about Palestine or Lebanon or Syria or Iran or anybody else. All they care about is U.S. interests. And U.S. interest is in dominating the planet. Hegemony is what they want, and hegemony is what they're after. Usually, I come up here with a kind of checklist of stuff I want to say. But today I didn't do that because I really wanted to get a feeling for what's going on in your heart out here. We got a lot to do. They have just made a big mistake. They made the mistake before. I don't know what make them think things have changed. Last time they invaded Lebanon, they got their ass kicked, didn't they? What the hell you going up in there for again? You think it changed? You don't think they got more bombs? You don't think they learned how to fight better? You don't think they've been waiting for your dumb ass to come across the border to give them an excuse to come in there and give the proper support to the masses of Palestinians in Gaza? Who do you think you're playing with? Hezbollah is no joke, and Lebanon is no joke. They've been in war with these Zionists for a long time. You see, they still don't have no defined borders. Right? They believe in greater Israel. Right? They believe in from the river to the sea and from the border as far as you can see is Israel. Right? And then they tell me that I practice hate speech. And I tell them, you damn right. Because I hate Zionism. So we're going to stop now. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be that intimate with them. They might have something, and I don't want to catch it. We're in a time in the history of humankind when the walls of empire are beginning to crumble. We cannot relent. We cannot let up the pressure. We cannot vote for these pigs in November. We cannot give sanction to U.S. activity to exploit and oppress the people of the world. We need to make this movement bigger, y'all. We need to make this movement more important, y'all. We need to make this movement something that they cannot deny, that they cannot act like it does not exist, and they cannot be distracted from our intentions. Our intention is to destroy capitalism. Our intention is to destroy imperialism. Our intention is to destroy settler colonialism. And we're not waiting for the liberation of Palestine to fight, because we got a settler colony right here that we need to come to grips with. So we say to you, as we always say, I'm going to give you 3 slogans tonight. We know smash Zionism is one of them. The other one, the second one, is to smash the FBI and the CIA and the military police intelligence complex, smash AFRICOM, smash SOUTHCOM, smash CENTCOM, smash PacificCom, smash SpaceCom, smash the whole damn U.S. military command. That is item number 2. And the third thing we want y'all to help us smash is the Republican and Democratic parties. These are criminals. These are murderers. These are ethnic cleansers. These are sponsors and perpetuators of genocide. The Democratic and the Republican parties are the enemies of humankind and need to be wiped off the face of the earth. Do not vote for them pigs, because we're going to look at you like you done lost your mind. We got to get bigger. We got to get stronger. We got to get louder. We got to get clearer. We got to get more people involved so that we can bring this thing to an end. My name is Rafiki Morris. I'm an organizer with the All African People's Revolutionary Party. And as always, we stand ready for the revolution. Thank you.
Now introducing our next speaker from the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Lebanon!
Free, free Lebanon!
Free, free, free Lebanon!
Free, free, free Lebanon!
From Beirut to the Philippines!
From Beirut to the Philippines!
Stop the U.S. war machine!
Stop the U.S. war machine!
From Beirut to the Philippines!
From Beirut to the Philippines!
Stop the U.S. war machine!
Stop the U.S. war machine!
Ali, 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 Ali! Ali علم الثورة علي! علي 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 علي! علي علم الثورة علي! Woo! Make some noise! Friends, brothers, sisters, siblings, comrades, my name is Shihan and I am here with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. We are here today because the Israeli occupation army has launched an aerial attack on Lebanon that has martyred hundreds and injured hundreds of people in Lebanon. All of this at a scale and ferocity that is unprecedented even within the last year of Israeli aggression. Israel has targeted civilian homes and infrastructure of hundreds of people in Lebanon. From this, on top of the ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people for the last year, we know that Israel is trying to start a war with nuclear stakes and unfathomable consequences. But one thing remains certain. This slaughter is enabled only through the unconditional material and diplomatic support of the United States Empire, led by the people in the house right behind us. Massive profits are made for the military-industrial complex. Further profits, long-term generational profits, are going to be made off the subjugation of foreign countries, their exploitation, stealing their land, and extracting their resources. As As socialists, we understand that this system that incentivizes all of this is capitalism, which connects us with the struggles of all working people around the world, whether they're here in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, in Latin America. We know that it is the U.S. government which defends the interests of billionaires and the military-industrial complex that chooses to divert the huge profits of this country into genocide and war, rather than funding our schools, sheltering our homeless, and rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure. Instead of actually meeting our needs, the capitalist class wants to facilitate more death and more destruction all around the world. And this doesn't just go for Palestine and Lebanon, it even applies here in the United States. It's why they police working class neighborhoods, black and brown neighborhoods. It's why they fearmonger about the poor. It's why they try to privilege certain workers into believing that their interests align with the billionaires and the massive capitalist industries that profit off of this. It's why they keep innocent people, especially people of color, in prison. People like Marcellus Williams. Marcellus Williams is an innocent black man from Missouri who is set to be executed at this very moment. All for a crime that all evidence shows that he did not commit. From Palestine to Lebanon to Missouri, the only thing that this capitalist class can offer us is death. But we don't buy into any of that. We don't compromise with racists and genocidaires. We're committed to ending these systems entirely. All of us here, every single one of you here, we could have stayed home. We could have simply stayed at home after finishing our day jobs and just binge watched a Netflix show. We could have gone to dinner with our besties and just pretended that none of this was happening. We could have kept our heads down without pressuring the government because we're afraid of election results, more than we are afraid of the deaths of thousands of people around the world. All of that was possible, and it would have been easy for us. And yet all of us here consciously chose not to do that. We chose not to because we bore witness to the atrocities of the Israeli state on the Lebanese and the Palestinian people. Yes. And because we knew it was necessary to keep the movement moving. So what happens next? Do we end tonight with hugs and kisses and go back home to pretend like everything is normal? No! No, that's right. Or do we join an organization and commit ourselves to continuing this struggle for as long as we must? Yes! That's what I like to hear. We are part of this movement, not just to call ourselves organizers and activists. That's not why we're here. But because we find ourselves faced with an existential threat to a better world, a possible world. And if we aren't here to build this movement, then no one else will. We are not outnumbered, my friends. We are out-organized, and it doesn't have to be that way. If there's one thing we must take away tonight, is that we have to keep fighting for a better future. Join us in keeping this movement going. We will stay in the streets for as long as it takes until our demands are met. Join our Palestinian youth movement. Join our Party for Socialism and Liberation. Join our Maryland to Palestine. Join our Black Alliance for Peace. Join our All-African People's Revolutionary Party. Join an organization and keep the movement moving. It is only until the masses of people in this country are mobilized against injustice that we can actually create the change we need to see. That is the legacy of the civil rights movement, of the women's rights movement, of the LGBTQ movement, of the anti-Vietnam War movement, of the anti-apartheid movement. And we are continuing that legacy by being here. And we will continue to demand that the Biden-Harris administration, or whichever administration takes the White House in November, whichever administration it is, we will be here to demand that they end weapons shipments to Israel now. Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crimes.
No more money for Israel's crime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crimes.
No more money for Israel's crime.
Not a penny, not a dollar.
Not a penny, not a dollar.
No more money for Israel's slaughter.
No more money for Israel's slaughter.
Not a penny, not a dollar.
Not a penny, not a dollar.
No more money for Israel's slaughter.
No more money for Israel's slaughter.
Ya Sahyuni Islah Barra.
Ya Sahyuni Islam barra.
Palestine Harra Harra.
Palestine harra harra.
Ya Sahyuni Islah Barra.
Ya Sahyuni Islam barra.
Palestine Harra Harra.
Palestine harra harra.
Friends, my name is Shihan with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Thank you for being here. I will see you on the streets.
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada, intifada.
Long live the Intifada! 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 Globalize the Intifada! Globalize the Intifada! going to have a reading of a poem written by Marcellus Williams, The Perplexing Smiles of the Children of Palestine.
Despite the actions of the few and excessive retaliation, drones, planes, bombs, tanks, rubble, buildings demolished, vanished houses and neighborhoods, hospitals targeted, UN shelters disrespected, murder, death, deliberate killing of non-combatants, babies buried alive, amputations, hunger and political starvation, lack of or no water, strategic sanitation, daily terror and terrorized daily, military maneuvering, moving here and there to return back again to nowhere, trauma with all its manifestations, international parleys and hesitation, defiance to the realization of two nations, global aid thwarted, global amnesia, siblings and relatives gone forever, parental worries, in the face of apex arrogance and ethnic cleansing by any definition. Still, your laughter can be heard, and somehow you are able to smile, O resilient children of Palestine. Okay, we're gonna break for prayer now, so the Qibla is that way? No, this way. Do you wanna do that and then? And the program will continue after prayer.
Would someone be able to call for prayer?
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Prayer will be held on the south side, in that way.
My wife's Lebanese, isn't she?
Yeah, she's actually a dual citizen, so we have, she has She's a dual cis.
Yeah, so she's,
Weird.
my husband's sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say we really had hoped to see probably at some point, like after getting married, like obviously it's also the road. So at some point we'll still Sorry.
It's the most amazing place.
Oh, you've been?
Yeah, my husband's Lebanese.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
You must have told me that. I forgot.
He's first generation. But yeah, we're older than you, so he doesn't have any family that he knows. But yeah, we went there, and last time we were there was 2019. And it's just, it's beautiful, it's amazing. It's like having every,
Were you in like the north or the south? Do you, like,
you're within like 12 hours of everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we stayed in Beirut, but yeah, we went north to the Kadisha Valley, to the south to Sword and Sidon, which it's not just the loss of life. It was the most well-preserved Lebanese
Sorry.
entire sword are the best preserved, most extensive remains outside of Rome. So,
There's like history.
it's, I mean, the big issue is the people, but
Yeah, of course. No,
but
it's not insensitive to say that the historical
well,
everything.
the bad thing is that is something that would move everyone
True. Yeah, that's a sort of depressing point.
It is, but you know, you use what you can.
Sure.
I mean, they keep saying like Abateas, and I've not been to that. We did the suicide.
I don't.
Poquito, ¿cómo está? Mucho gusto. Yo soy colombiano. Tenemos en Colombia un holocausto. Tenemos 2 millones de muertos por la guerra de Colombia. Yo estoy aquí en el Bangor 3 meses. Espero ser escuchado por el gobierno norteamericano. Porque el problema no es en Colombia, el problema es la producción. El problema es el consumo y la producción.
Sí.
Yo soy investigador de 50 años. O sea, nací en las drogas, nací en la guerra porque tenía una guerra para hacer todos los días muertos, 80 muertos. El colombiano, o sea,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Hello? Mic check. Mic check. Before we carry on with our programming, we want to acknowledge that Marcellus Williams was just executed by the state of Missouri for a crime that he did not commit. His last statement was, "All praise be to Allah in every situation. May he rest in eternal power."
Say his name! Say his name! Say his name! Marcellus Williams! Say his name! Say his name! Say his name! Say his name! يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح
يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح
واحنا نواصل الكفاح
واحنا نواصل الكفاح
يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح
يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح
واحنا نواصل الكفاح
واحنا نواصل الكفاح
واحنا نواصل الكفاح
واحنا نواصل الكفاح
From Lebanon to Palestine
From Lebanon to Palestine
Occupation is a crime
Occupation is a crime
From Lebanon to Palestine
From Lebanon to Palestine
Occupation is a crime
Occupation is a crime
From the valley of the beast
From the valley of the beast
Hands off the Middle East
Hands off the Middle East
From the valley of the beast
From the valley of the beast
Hands off the Middle East
Hands off the Middle East
From the valley of the beast
From the valley of the beast
Hands off Lebanon
Hands off Lebanon
Hands off Lebanon
Hands off Lebanon
From the valley of the beast
From the valley of the beast
Hands off Lebanon now
Hands off Lebanon now
Hands off Lebanon now
Hands off Lebanon now
وحدة وحدة عربية
وحدة وحدة عربية
لا لبنان العربية
لا لبنان العربية
وحدة وحدة عربية
وحدة وحدة عربية
لا لبنان العربية
لا لبنان العربية
وحدة وحدة عربية
وحدة عربية
لا لبنان العربية
لا لبنان العربية
From Lebanon to Palestine
From Lebanon to Palestine Occupation is a crime From Dahlia to Palestine
Occupation is a crime
Occupation is a crime
Dahlia to Palestine
Dahlia to Palestine
Stop the U.S. war machine
Stop the U.S. war machine
From Dahlia to Palestine
From Dahlia to Palestine
Stop the U.S. war machine
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 Let me hear it Stop the U.S. war machine
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 من الجنوب طلع القرار
من الجنوب القرار
انتفاضة وانتصار
انتفاضة انتصار
من الجنوب طلع القرار
من الجنوب القرار
انتفاضة وانتصار
انتفاضة انتصار ثورة ثورة على المحتل غير الثورة ما في حل
غير الثورة ما في حل
غير الثورة ما في حل
From the south to Beirut
From the south to Beirut
all our martyrs we salute
All our martyrs we salute
From the south to Beirut
From the south to Beirut
all our martyrs we salute
All our martyrs we salute
Palestine to Dahlia
From Palestine to Dahlia
Stop the U.S. war machine
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 From the valley of the beast
From the valley of the beast
hands off the Middle East
Hands off the Middle East
From the valley of the beast
From the valley of the beast
hands off the Middle East
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 hands off Lebanon now
Hands
From the south to Beirut,
Shake the ground. Arms embargo now, now, now. Lebanon, stand up, fight back. 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 Stand up, fight back.
Stop the U.S. war machine! From Gaza to Palestine! Stop the U.S. war machine! From Lebanon to Palestine! Occupation is a crime! From Lebanon to Palestine! Occupation is a crime. 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Crush the Zionist state. Crush the settler Zionist state. Crush the settler Zionist state. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime. Not a penny, not a dollar. No more money for Israel's slaughter. No more money for Israel's slaughter. Not another nickel, not another dime. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime. No more money for Israel's crime. Not a penny, not a dollar. Not a penny, not a dollar. No more money for Israel's slaughter. No more money for Israel's slaughter. Yes, that's Yoni Islam Barra. Yes, that's Yoni Islam Barra. Palestine, Barra, Stop the U.S. war machine! No time to build peace! Stop the U.S. war machine! Up with liberation! Down with occupation! Up with liberation!
Lebanon. Our resistance will live on. Glory to Lebanon. Yes, Shahid al-Fa'ifah. وإحنا نواصل الكفاح. يا شهيد الفائفة. وإحنا نواصل الكفاح. From the valley of the beast. Hands off the Middle East. Hands off the Middle East. From the valley of the beast. From the valley of the beast. Hands off the Middle East. Hands off the Middle East. Justice, justice is a root. Justice, justice is a root. From Gaza to Beirut. From Gaza to Beirut. Justice, justice is a root. Justice, justice is a root. From Gaza to Beirut. From Gaza to Beirut. Doctor, doctor, Lebanon. From Lebanon to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. From Lebanon to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Long live the intifada. Long live the intifada. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Mobilize the intifada. Mobilize the intifada. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Long live the intifada. Long live the intifada. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Mobilize the intifada. Say it loud and shake the ground. Hands off Lebanon now. Say it loud and shake the ground. Hands off Lebanon now. Justice, justice is our root. From Gaza to Beirut. Justice, justice is our root. From Gaza to Beirut. Lebanon is under attack. Stand up like that. Lebanon is under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. Stand up like that. Stand up like that. Lebanon is under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. Our resistance will live on. Our resistance will live on. Glory to Lebanon. Glory to Lebanon. Our resistance will live on. Glory to Lebanon. Glory to Lebanon.
genocide of our people in Palestine, in Lebanon. They refuse to label Israel's terror, Israel's violence, Israel's genocidal slaughter of our brothers and sisters from Gaza to the West Bank, to Lebanon, to Yemen, to Syria, to Iraq. A genocide. Shame! Shame! The Washington Post, like all other media outlets in the Western world, the Washington Post, like every other Western media outlet, has manufactured consent for this genocide by spreading Israel's lies, spreading Israel's terror, spreading Israel's justifications for genocide. Shame! And so we're going to stand out here and continue the rest of our program to let them know that their complicity does not go unnoticed.
Fuck the Washington Post!
Yup. All right, we want to call up our next speaker from Maryland to Palestine.
Hello everyone, I am an organizer with Maryland to Palestine. We are a grassroots abolitionist, Palestinian-led movement here in DC and Maryland, fighting for total liberation of Palestine. Almost 1 year of genocide, and it's not enough for the sick Zionist entity. Almost 1 year! And hundreds of thousands of Palestinian martyrs is not too much. Almost 1 year later, and they're spreading their imperialist hands far and wide with no accountability or consequences. As we reach over 500 martyrs in just 24 hours of bombing in Lebanon, it is more clear than ever that the Zionist entity will not stop at anything less than total conquest of the region in order to protect their settler colonial interests. We see the same undeniably false justifications coming from the occupying forces about their invasion of Lebanon that they used to justify their escalation of the genocide in Gaza, because our people dared to resist. Israel's actions in Palestine and Lebanon are not in any clear form self-defense, but rather a response to the people resisting occupation, resisting land theft, and resisting their own murders. They think that they can copy and paste their reasoning as if the world will turn their heads and blindly follow. And although some have, it's not going to work on us, the people. We didn't fall for it then, and we know how to call it out now. The occupier is beginning to realize the power of our collective resistance, the power of our unity, our joint history of standing firmly planted on our land, letting no one move us unless for the sacrifice of the struggle. They are realizing that our resistance, both in Palestine and in Lebanon, will not be quelled so long as our people continue to endure attempted ethnic cleansing. The Zionist entity sees the power of our resistance, and they are terrified. They are trying to snatch back power in a panic, grab at any land they can get their bloody hands on, and regain control of our countries. But with this, they are failing, as any weak excuses they used are clearly crashing and burning down on them from above, and the truth is rising. The tactics used by occupiers are sickening, but they prove that our struggle and our resistance is always justified. As long as our fathers must bury one child after another, as long as our mothers must plug their children's ears from the constant sounds of bombs overhead, our resistance rages on. And here we will continue to show up day after day, demanding an immediate arms embargo and total detachment from the false Zionist state. We must not forget that the genocide in Gaza continues to escalate daily and that they have been facing these disgusting attacks for almost an entire year now, non-stop. The Lebanese and the Palestinian people will continue to resist and to rise out of the rubble side by side until their land is totally liberated from settler thieves and we are all free. We will continue to honor every single martyr. We will continue to demand the right to return for every person forcibly displaced by the Zionists, and we will continue to organize for liberation. Let your rage, let your sadness, let your disgust fuel your motivation and continue to show up until total freedom is achieved. Lebanon, you will rise.
Lebanon, you will rise.
Palestine is by your side.
Palestine is by your side.
Lebanon, you will rise.
Lebanon, you will rise.
Palestine is by your side.
Palestine is by your side.
We are all 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 by your side.
Resistance is glorious.
Resistance is glorious.
We will be victorious.
We will be victorious.
Resistance is glorious.
Resistance is glorious.
We will be victorious.
We will be victorious.
Our resistance will live on.
Our resistance will live on.
Glory to Lebanon.
Glory to Lebanon.
Our resistance will live on.
Our resistance will live on.
Glory to Lebanon.
Glory to Lebanon.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now introducing our last speaker from DMV Students for Justice in Palestine. Resistance is glorious.
Resistance is glorious.
We will be victorious.
We will be victorious.
Resistance is glorious.
Resistance is glorious.
We will be victorious.
We will be victorious.
Settler, settler, go back home.
Settler, settler, go back home.
Lebanon is ours alone.
Lebanon is ours alone.
Settler, settler, go back home.
Settler, settler, go back home.
Lebanon is ours alone.
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 In the 80s, when Lebanon was under Israeli occupation, Mahmoud Darwish wrote the following of Beirut. He who dies here does not die by chance. Rather, he who lives, lives by chance. Because not one span of earth has been spared the rockets, and not one spot where you can take a step has been saved from an explosion. But I don't want to die under the rubble. I want to die in the open street. I know this reality all too well. when my great-grandmother was forced out of Haifa by the occupiers in 1948, she made a home in Lebanon. And when she died from cancer years later, she was buried in a cemetery in Beirut. I've never even laid flowers at her grave. I've never even visited it, because that cemetery was destroyed by the same rockets in the same decade of which Darwish wrote. Even in death and diaspora, she did not know peace from the genocidal Israeli regime. The destruction of the cemetery was just another phase of the ethnic cleansing and genocide that forced her and her children out of Palestine 40 years before. Another phase of the genocide that has killed 500 people in Lebanon and 186,000 people in Palestine. Just this past year. This reality has been ongoing. The war Israel is waging is not just a war against the Palestinian people, because the aggression of imperialism and capitalism is one that has marred peoples across the globe. I found myself questioning what to write for this speech because I spoke earlier at the Lebanese embassy. I called my teta this morning. I asked her how she was, and she replied, bad, really bad, but I'm used to it. She said it reminded her of her childhood and her daughter's childhood after that. You see, this relentlessness, it is the nature of the occupation. It does not rest. Like the cancer that killed Teta's mother, it will continue to spread and kill with a hunger that can only be satiated by the glorious and terrifying fire of our people's resistance. What the Zionists seem to be forgetting is the bitter taste of defeat served to them by the Lebanese resistance in decades past. It's time they are reminded. When we call Lebanon the graveyard of Zionism, it is simply a statement of historical fact. Already they are fleeing from their outposts in the north of Palestine with their tails between their legs. Their pathetic illusion of invincibility crumbles more and more every day. Understand that this is not the beginning and is not the end of sacrifice. There is a long road ahead of us, and it will require more than rage. It will require steadfast commitment, organization, and faith. But it is a road we must follow. Gaza cannot be alone in sacrifice. Yemen cannot be alone in sacrifice. Lebanon cannot be alone in sacrifice. We must join them. The blood of our martyrs mandates it. Just as Lebanon and Palestine are brothers in struggle, we too are active participants in the fight for liberation. We will be victorious. There is no other option. The soil of the Levant has been watered by the blood of our martyrs, and it has grown a resistance movement that cannot lose. Victory is divine, and it will set the world ablaze. Our resistance will live on!
Our resistance will live on!
Glory to Lebanon!
Glory to Lebanon!
Our resistance will live on!
Our resistance will live on!
Glory to Lebanon!
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 Before we close out, we now want to open the space for anyone that wants to share with the community, whether that be a poem, a story of our martyrs, or any words you'd like to share as we process this, as we both process and navigate these recent atrocities against our people and this phase in our struggle.
Thank you. My name's not important, but my story is. Thank you all for coming out today. I'm happy to be here celebrating with all of you the martyrdom of my cousins, my uncle's entire family, my cousin's entire family yesterday in the criminal attacks on Lebanon. I say celebrate because we are a people that loves martyrdom. We are a people that will not stand down as long as we are faced with oppression, as long as our fellow human is faced with oppression. We are not numbers. The children of Gaza are not numbers. For the war criminal, for the criminal Netanyahu, who has speeches saying that they do not target Lebanese civilians, that they are only attacking militants, that they regret the use of human shields, I would say to him, we have long known that Israel targets civilians directly, does not need them to be used as human shields. My family that attained martyrdom yesterday were all women and children. There is no men in that household. My uncle passed years ago. My cousin works abroad in diaspora to provide for his family, and I'd like to share with you all of their names. Siham, Abdul Karim, Hakim, Rola, Mustafa Badruddin, Zahra Khalil, Jukbir, Fatima, Rida Badruddin, Mustafa, Rida Badruddin, Haneen, Rida Badruddin. We celebrate their martyrdom because what the Western world has yet to realize is that we are happy to die martyrs on our land. We are happy to die fighting for justice. And while I do grieve, I grieve and I grieve, but more than my grief is my rage, and more than my rage is my happiness for my cousins who attained glory as martyrdoms, as martyrs. There is one thing that I will never recover from. The Jnub will recover, Gaza will recover, Palestine will recover. My family, my people will return to our lands, and soon after them, Palestinians will return to theirs. But one thing I will never, ever recover from is the fact that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris made me complicit in the murder of my own family as a taxpayer in the United States of America, made all of us complicit in the murder of our families, of our people, of our children, because they use money that should be going to homeless people, that should be going to end homelessness, to health care for everyone, things that Israelis enjoy on our dime. And that's something that I will never forgive. That's someone I can never, ever cast a ballot for. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow. Although the destruction yesterday was immense, was catastrophic, was criminal and inhumane in its proportions, what I see, as Sayyida Zainab said when asked about what she saw in Karbala, is lam ara illa jamilan. I do not see but beauty, beauty in my people's resistance, and beauty in that in their dying moments they say hayhat min nazilla, hayhat min nazilla, even when my cousins are buried in 2 plastic bags in one grave because there are so many body pieces that the civil defense volunteers who were left could not identify them and had to bury them all together because the carpet bombing was not going to stop anytime soon. هيهات من الذلة.
هيهات من الذلة.
Would anyone else like to share?
Hi, my name's also not important. I also spoke at the Lebanese embassy earlier this week. At that embassy, I recognized all of us that are here that are a part of that diaspora and all the stories that we have heard from our families back home. I would like to share two of the stories that I heard growing up of my Baba when he was 16 in occupied Lebanon, when Israel was still there. Baba was walking with Sidhu. He was 16 again, and they were out past curfew. The Israeli occupation forces found them, forced Baba to walk down an alleyway at gunpoint, used him as a human shield, and while they say they don't, my family knows firsthand how they do. They used a 16-year-old boy as a human shield, forced him down an alleyway in case there were any terrorists there. This moral army, the most moral army of the world, forcing a 16-year-old boy with his father screaming behind him, begging them not to have him go, to take him instead. They forced him, 16, to walk down. Later, during the same occupation, they accused my family of harboring a terrorist under their house. They bombed their house with everyone inside. Thank God that they're all okay. But they had to drag each other out from the rubble with my aunt clinging onto her life, her body completely limp, covered in debris of the house that she had once found comfort in. For all of us that are here that are a part of the diaspora, I'm sure that these stories are no surprise. And for all of us that are here, that are supporting, thank you, because we all see you. And to all students that are a part of that diaspora, I know how hard it is to go to class when our cousins, our parents, our siblings, our aunts, our uncles are texting us, "Don't worry, I'm still alive. Don't worry, pray for us. It's okay, it's all written." I wanted to say, if anybody needs a hand in and support that is a student, you can come find me. I'll be on the side. But yeah, thank you everybody that's here. It means so much.
Anyone else?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rabbi David Feldman. I'm not Lebanese, neither Palestinian. I'm Jewish. And that's why I'm here, because I'm embarrassed by what is taking place. I visited Lebanon a number of times, Beirut, the south. I witnessed those examples of the torture that took place. I visited the refugee camp in Beirut, and it brought tears to my eyes. I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing what's happening now in Lebanon. It's terrifying. But we have to wake up the rest of humanity to realize that this is not about self-defense, as Zionist propaganda likes to brainwash the masses. This is offensive from the day it started, and this needs to stop. This is an embarrassment to us as Jewish people. It's a desecration of our religion, and our religion is being misused to supposedly justify all what's taking place recently in Lebanon, for the past year, this genocide in Gaza, and going on already for decades. We hope that people wake up and realize what is the root cause of all what's going on. Again, contrary to Zionist propaganda, it's not the difference of religion. Well, we here, we know this, we understand this, but we have to wake up the rest of humanity, the rest of Americans. It's not the difference of religion which is causing all this strife. We had differences of religions for the longest time, and we lived in peace in Palestine, in Lebanon, in all other Muslim countries. It is the brutal, illegal, and anti-Jewish occupation of Palestine which is unfortunately destroying us all. It is an endless cycle of bloodshed where everyone suffers. No one wants to see bloodshed. All of us wants to see peace. We want to see those beautiful days that our grandparents tell us about. And I have to conclude with this point. We as Jewish people, many of us, most of us, are descendants from people who were tortured, murdered in the Holocaust, and some of them who survived. We know what pain is. We don't want to see pain happen to anyone. And therefore, we stand up and we say no. This occupation has to stop. This genocide has to stop. And this massacre in Lebanon has to stop. We hope, we pray that all of this stops peacefully with no more suffering of anyone. And we hope to see peace once again. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Last week, with everything that was going on, my heart broke for Lebanon, and I wrote a poem. O people of Lebanon, O beautiful Lebanon, for you our hearts bleed, for your faithful people during this time of need. Over 5,000 injured and hundreds killed by a treacherous act, so much blood spilled. Your resolute heroes and all your strong men, your children of light, your soulful women. We mourn with you for lives that were lost, the shattered bodies, the lines that were crossed. We watched in horror as your young lay still, your courage, your honor, you will surely fulfill. O martyrs of Lebanon, you shine so bright, many twinkling stars on these dark, dark nights. You're a beautiful people we hold dear to our hearts. For the sacrifice, perseverance, your faith never stops. For in Gaza and Palestine, our fates intertwine. In justice and liberation, our fate is signed. O people of Lebanon, for you our hearts ache. We cry and we mourn, for much is at stake. Your lives, your devotion, the road you all take to defend the oppressed, the future you make. We want you to know your strength and your will leave us in awe and hope you distill. Your love for one another during these awful times, communities united, your solidarity shines. O people of Lebanon, in good faith we come to show you our love. You will rise, not succumb. We trust in your vision, your courage, your strength. We thank you so much with our souls, our last breath. We want you to know your sacrifice lives on. Every day we're oppressed, a new activist is born. Our brothers, our sisters, your strength never breaks. For you who love life, resilience never fades. O Lebanon, we love you, for you will rise again. Tomorrow, next week, victories you'll gain. Your path never falters, written in stone. Destiny never alters, for you're not alone. O people of Lebanon, we vow not to forget your courage, your sacrifice, forever in your debt. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, so to close out, I want to give us some action items because as our speakers touched on, we can have our rage, we can have our grief, we can have our anguish, we can have our heartbreak, but we need to channel that into material change for our people that leads towards their liberation and the liberation of our land. So the first thing I want to plug is the Mask Off Mursk campaign. Through the Mask Off Mursk campaign, the Palestinian youth movement demands Mursk cut ties with genocide. Mursk is a shipping and logistics company that has shipped over $300 million worth of weapons components to U.S. weapons manufacturers like Northrop Grumman, like Raytheon, like Lockheed Martin since October. Mursk also has links to the direct shipment of weapons from the U.S. to Israel through its partnerships with the Department of Defense. Mursk directly facilitates and profits from arming Israel's genocide of Gaza, and the Mask Off Mursk campaign is organizing to disrupt the flow of weapons into Israel that are used to massacre not only Palestinians, but Lebanese, but Yemenis, but Syrians, but all of our people. So visit Mask Off Mursk, Mursk spelled MERSK.com to learn more, sign the petition to demand that Mursk cuts ties with genocide, and plug into the campaign. Next thing I want to plug is the People Stand With Gaza International fundraiser spearheaded by the Palestinian Youth Movement. Our people in Gaza are on the front lines of resisting Zionism, and the Zionist project aims to punish them by rendering Gaza unlivable. And it is our duty in diaspora to be able to use our access to be able to facilitate their steadfastness as our people live through these circumstances, as they remain steadfast in their land despite the utter atrocities and chaos and violence that the Zionist occupation is inflicting upon them. The DMV chapter of the Palestinian Youth Movement is hosting a basketball fundraiser, Hoops for Palestine. It's the third annual Hoops for Palestine on September 29th. And all proceeds will be donated to the Middle East Children's Alliances, and there will be kids programming there as well. So fun for all families, and also being able to fundraise to facilitate the sumud of our people. And finally, on October 5th, we will be back. We will return to the White House at 4 p.m. to mark a year of genocide and a year of resistance, to mark another year of 100 years of Palestinians resisting Zionist occupation, siege, and ethnic cleansing. So be there, 4 p.m. at the White House, October 5th. All right, and that'll wrap us up for tonight. Go home with a buddy, do not talk to cops, do not talk to Zionists. And also, someone lost a gold ring. It's kind of like diamond shaped with circles in it. If anybody is missing a ring, I have it, so come find me.